Hello everybody, welcome into another lesson. So today we are going to talk about points, lines, and graphs of those things. So what I have here is the standard form of a two-variable equation, or in other words, the equation of a line. If you have x and y in an equation, the standard graph of that is going to look like a line. The standard form is ax plus by equals c. Well, what does that mean? That a is some coefficient with x, that b is some coefficient with y. That's equal to the right-hand side c, which is some constant. So that's the standard form of the equation of a line. Now, as we go into future lessons, we'll talk about other forms such as slope-intercept form and point-slope form. But for today, we're only going to worry about standard form. So, we're going to get started graphing some lines here, okay? Let's start with our first one. We have x minus y equals 10. Okay, we want to graph that. So, let's draw our coordinate plane. Let's draw the coordinate plane here. Everybody should be familiar by now with the x and y axis of a coordinate plane. I would hope so. Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Alright, so your horizontal axis going left to right, of course, if we remember, that's the x-axis. Your vertical axis going from top to bottom, that's your y-axis, okay? Now, we want to graph x minus y equals 10. First thing I would do, and when you have equations like this, you just want to find 2 points that lie on the line, and then draw a line through it. Let me get a different color marker for that, because I like to be able to illustrate this well. Let's pick a green one. Okay, so your easiest equations to pick are your x and y intercepts. I mean, your easiest points to pick. Well, your x-intercept, to find your x-intercept, you set y equal to 0. So when y equals 0, okay, what you're going to do is you're going to plug in 0 for that y, so you'll have x minus 0 equals 10, and then you would get x equals 10. So when you would get the point 10, 0. Okay, you get 10, 0, so go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Put a point there, plot your point at 10, 0. Now, we want to find the y-intercept. The y-intercept is when x equals 0. So when x equals 0, you put that into the equation, 0 minus y equals 10, you would get negative y equals 10, which would simply give you y equals negative 10. So when x is 0, y is negative 10. So you also get the point 0, negative 10. So now plotted at 0, -10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so we've plotted the 2 points. Now it's quite simple. All you're going to do is draw a line through them. And you have drawn your line. You've drawn the graph of the equation x minus y equals 10. And that's all there is to it. So find your x-intercept, which is going to be when y equals 0. That's when you find your x-intercept. Then find your y-intercept. That's when x equals 0. Plot those 2 points and draw a line through it. That's really all you got to do to graph it. And I do have more examples here. This lesson will probably largely seem like a review to most of you because we did cover this in pre-algebra. And I'm sure most of you know how to plot points by now and do stuff like that, and probably even how to graph lines, but it's still necessary because of what's coming. Alright, so the next one we're going to try to graph is x plus y equals 6. Well, what I would still suggest, find your y-intercept, which is going to be when x equals 0, okay? To find your y-intercept, because you want to find the value of y, set x equal to 0. So when x equals 0, you plug that into this equation here, you'll get 0 plus y equals 6, which would simply result in y equals 6. So therefore you get the point 0, 6. Then just plot your point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 0, 6. So we found our y-intercept. Let's find our x-intercept. To find the x-intercept, you want to solve for x, so you're going to set y equal to 0. So let's go ahead and do just that. Set y equal to 0. Alright. Now, you're going to plug that into this equation here. So you'll get x plus 0 equals 6. Well, x equals 6. Of course, the ordered pair of the x-coordinate comes first, so you'll end up getting 6, 0. Because y is 0, x is 6. So you have the next ordered pair at 6, 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now all you got to do, since you've plotted your 2 points, you're just going to draw a line between them and through them. Draw a line between them and through them. And what do you know? You have the graph of the equation x plus y equals 6. All right. What's next here? We have y equals 2x plus 5. Well, this equation is not in standard form, okay? It is not in standard form. What I'm going to suggest here is we put it in standard form. This is actually in slope-intercept form, which would be fine for another lesson, but we're not on that right now. We need to focus on standard form. So, what I would do, okay, Since these are equal, you can switch it around to make 2x plus 5 equal y. Well, you need to move that y to the left-hand side, get it out of the right-hand side. So what you're going to have to do, subtract y from both sides. If you do that, you'll get 2x minus y plus 5 equal to 0. All right, we're partway there. Now, we want to get rid of that 5 from the left-hand side, move it over to the right, so you got to subtract 5 from both sides. If you do that, you'll get 2x minus y is equal to negative 5. Now the equation's in standard form. 2x minus y equals negative 5. Because for this lesson, we're only being asked to write the equation in standard form and graph it. Now we may proceed with graphing this line, this equation. So, first thing I would do, take your pick. Find your y-intercept, all right? When you defined your y-intercept, you solve for y, so you're going to set x equal to 0. So we'll set x equal to 0. You'll plug in 0 for the 2x minus y equals negative 5. So 2 times 0 minus y equals negative 5. Well, 2 times 0 is 0, so you just get negative y equals negative 5, which would mean y would equal positive 5. So when x is 0, y is 5. So you got an ordered pair of 0, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's our first point we can plot is 0, 5. Next, we want to do the opposite. We want to find the x-intercept, so we're going to set y equal to 0. So when y equals 0, we'll plug that into the equation. You'll get 2x minus 0 equals negative 5. So 2x equals negative 5, therefore making x equal negative 5 halves, which we know is negative 2.5. So you get the point negative 5 halves for x and 0 for y. So your next order pair is negative 5 halves 0, which is negative 2 halves 0 right here. You'll go about right there. Then you're just going to draw a line and connect these. If I could draw. And there is the graph of this equation. So find your x and y intercepts and then just draw a line and connect them and go through them. That's all you got to do. Alright, let's fix this coordinate system here. Okay, what's next? So we got y equals negative 2x plus 4. Well, again, this equation is not in standard form. We want to get it into standard form. So, because standard form is ax plus by equals c, we have the y on the left-hand side. We got that going for us. We need to get the x term to the right-hand side also and get it out of the... get the x to the left-hand side, get it out of the right-hand side. So, what we are about to do here, we want to add 2x to both sides. If you do that, you'll get 2x plus y is equal to, you got to add 2x to the right hand side, the 2x is gone, you just get 2x plus y equals 4. Which now you have the equation in standard form, ax plus by equals c. 2x plus y equals 4. We can work with that now, okay? So, go ahead, find your y-intercept. So that means you're going to solve for y, so you got to set x equal to 0. So let's go ahead and do just that. X will equal 0, which means you'll put that into the equation. You'll have 2 times 0 plus y equals 4. Well, 2 times 0 is 0, you just get y equals 4. So when x is 0, y is 4. You get the ordered pair 0, 4. So let's go ahead and plot that point at 0, 4, which is going to be right there. Next, you want to do the opposite. You want to find the x-intercept, which means you got to set y equal to 0. So let's go ahead and do just that. Set y equal to 0. So put that into your equation. You'll get 2x plus 0 equals 4, which would give you 2x equals 4, which would have to mean x equals 2. So that would mean you get the ordered pair 2, 0. So the next ordered pair is 2, 0. Let's go ahead and plot that, which is going to be right here. So now all you need to do is draw yourself a nice line to connect the dots and go through them. And that is what the graph of y equals negative 2x plus 4 looks like. That's exactly what you should get. Now, I will say, you don't have to just pick your x and y intercepts. You can make x equal to 1 and solve for y, or y equal to 1 and solve for x. That is fine. The possibilities are endless, literally, but it is easiest to pick your x and y intercepts. That's why we're doing that. Because I don't see a need to make it any harder than it has to be. That's why I say intercepts are your best bet, because you eliminate one variable, you only got to solve for one. I believe in keeping it simple if I can. All right. Let's see here. I want to do... No, I think we'll do the 8 more, because it's not too bad. We have 2x plus y equals 6. Right away, we notice the equation is in fact in standard form. So we're good to go there. It's in the form of ax plus by equals c. We're good to go there. Now, let's go ahead, find the y-intercept. It doesn't matter which one you find first, just pick one and start. Find the y-intercept, which means you solve for y, so you set x equal to 0. So let's go ahead and do just that. Set x equal to 0. Put that into your equation. You'll get 2 times 0 plus y equals 6. Well, 2 times 0 is 0. You're literally left with y equals 6. So when x is 0, y is 6, you get the ordered pair 0, 6. That'll be one ordered pair you'll get is 0, 6. So go ahead and plot that at 0, 6, which will be right there. Next, let's do the opposite one. Let's find the x-intercept, which means we got to solve for x, so we're going to set y equal to 0. So we'll set y equal to 0, put that into your equation. You'll get 2x plus 0 is equal to 6, which would have to mean just 2x is equal to 6, which means x is 3. So you'll get the ordered pair 3, 0. Intercept means that's where it intercepts that axis. So at 0, 6, right, that's your y-intercept. It intercepts the y-axis at positive 6. And your x-coordinate would always be 0 for an intercept. Now, the opposite's true with your x-intercept. Your y-coordinate will always be 0. It intersects the x-axis at 3. Which, as it turns out, is right here. That is 3, 0. Now all that's left to do is draw yourself a nice line. And that's what the graph of 2x plus y equals 6 should look like. All right. Got 7 more and then we're done. All right, what's the next one here? X minus 3y equals 9. So we have x minus 3y equals 9, okay? Well, this is already in standard form. We have ax plus by equals c. Granted, the b is a negative coefficient, but that's okay. As long as we have it in the form ax plus by equals c, we're good. Now, in the future lessons, it won't matter having it in standard form, but for today's, it does. So, like in true fashion, you're going to start out finding your intercepts. Let's find the y-intercept. So we're going to solve for y. That means we got to set x equal to 0 in order to do that. So set x equal to 0. Put that into your equation. You'll get 0 minus 3y equals negative 9. Which would mean negative 3y equals negative 9, which means y equals positive 3. So when x is 0, y is 3. So therefore, you have the ordered pair 0, 3. So we'll plot that right here, 0, 3. Now let's do the opposite. Let's find the x-intercept. So you got to set y equal to 0. So let's go ahead and set y equal to 0. You'll put that into your equation. You'll have x minus 3 times 0 equals 9. Well, 3 times 0 is 0. You'll literally just get x equals 9. Which would give you the ordered pair 9, 0. So you have your second ordered pair of 9, 0. So let's move that over. Let's do the plot that point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here is 9, 0. Now all that's left to do is connect the dots and draw a nice line. This is going to be a steep one. I'm not the best at drawing the straightest, as you can see, but that's roughly about what it should look like there. It's a straight line. But that's about what your graph should look like of x minus 3y equals 9. Kind of a steep slope. Actually, not steep. What am I saying? That's not very steep. Disregard that, please. All right. So 4x minus 3y equals 12. So we have 4x minus 3y equals 12. Well, it's in standard form. We got that going for us. So now, let's find our intercepts. Let's find the x-intercept this time, which means we got to solve for x, so we got to set y equal to 0. So let's go ahead and set y equal to 0. You'll put that into your equation here. So you have 4x minus 3 times 0 equals 12. Well, 3 times 0 is 0. You'll just have 4x equal to 12, which means x equals 3. So you get the ordered pair 3, 0. So you have 3, 0 for your ordered pair. So let's go ahead and plot that. There is 3, 0. Now we're going to do the opposite. We're going to find the y-intercept, which means we got to set x equal to 0. So let's go ahead and do that. X equals 0. Put that into your equation. You'll get 4 times 0 minus 3y equals 12. Well, 4 times 0 is 0. You just get negative 3y equals 12, which means y equals negative 4. So you'll get the ordered pair 0, negative 4. So let's go ahead and plot 0, negative 4, which is going to be down here, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 0, negative 4. Now you just draw a line and connect them. And then go through them. And that is what the graph of 4x minus 3y equals 12 should look like. Okay, we're down to 5 more. Okay. 2x plus 5y equals 10. So we got 2x plus 5y equals 10. Well, the equation's in standard form, so we have that going for us. Now let's go ahead and let's start out finding the x-intercept, which means we want to solve for x, so we got to set y equal to 0. So when y equals 0, you'll plug that into your equation. You'll have 2x plus 5 times 0 equal to 10. Well, 5 times 0 is 0. You'll just get 2x equals 10, which would have to mean x equals 5. So therefore, you get the ordered pair 5, 0. So 5, 0, let's plot that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5, 0 right there. Now let's do the opposite. We want to find the y-intercept, so we got to set x equal to 0. So when x is 0, put that into the equation. You'll get 2 times 0 plus 5y equal to 10. 2 times 0, that's 0, so you just have 5y equals 10, which means y equals 2. So you get the ordered pair 0, 2. So let's go ahead and plot 0, 2. And that's right there. Now let's connect the dots and plot. And that is roughly what 2x plus 5y equals 10 should look like as a graph. The reason it's a line, the idea is there are infinite points. It just keeps going to infinity. That's why it's a line. So Now, thank goodness we're not being tasked with finding infinite points. We would never get finished with that, and I'd probably quit math at that point if I had to find the infinite points. If you ever have a professor or teacher tell you to find every single point in the real number system, they want you to fail. So, yeah, drop that class if that happens. Alright. Now we have 4 more and they get interesting. X equals 4. Huh? No y coordinate? X equals 4? Well, what? What are we going to do with that? Okay. This is a good time to remind you, we touched on it in pre-algebra. But, if you remember, Vux Hoy, and this is going to come up again in Algebra 1, but this is a saying, an acronym to help you remember what's about to happen here. So, when you have x equals, this means x equals, the V means it's a vertical line. Vertical. We'll get into the U tomorrow. Don't even worry about the U today. But Vux, okay? That means x equals vertical line. We'll touch on Hoy here real quick. When you have y equals, just y equals something, that means a horizontal. That's a horizontal line when you have y equals something. Whoops, that could be anything. Y equals, okay. We'll touch on what that O means in a future lesson, the next lesson. So if you just have x equals something, it's going to be a vertical line. Now, x equals 4, that means you find where x equals positive 4, which would be at 4, 0. Then all you're going to do is draw a straight vertical line through it. So if you have x equals, it's a vertical straight line through where x equals 4, which would be 4, 0. That's all it is. I'm going to keep that Vux Hoy up there for the rest of the lesson because I think it's going to come in handy. What's the next one? Y equals 2. Alright, we just have y equals 2. So y equals, that means a horizontal line. You go to where y equals 2, which would be at 0, 2. Y is positive 2. You just, well, I meant to make that green. That's okay. And you just draw yourself a horizontal line at y equals 2. And that's the graph of that. If you have y equals, Vux Hoy is going to help you out a lot, so if you can remember that, please do. Alright, we got y equals negative 3. So y equals negative 3, so we have y equals, that means it's horizontal. So you go to where y equals negative 3, which would be at 0, negative 3, you just draw a horizontal line. And that would be your graph of y equals negative 3. last one. X equals -6. So we have x equals -6. X equals means it's a vertical line. So we go to where x equals -6. That'd be at -6, 0, which would be right here. And you just draw a straight vertical line through that point. And that would be your graph of x equals -6. And really, that's all there is to it. So that's it for the standard form of an equation. The next lesson, we are going to talk about slope of a line. So I hope everybody has a good day. Take care.